All right. All right. I think I kept y'all waiting long enough. Thank you. Thank you for the folks that have commented. Thank you to the folks who've sent me ideas of what we can create right now. So, if you're just starting to tune in, we're going to be building, I'm going to show you how to build AI powered apps with pretty much no code. And so, the idea that was pitched that I freaking love is this resume builder. How could we build a resume builder to work instantly for somebody? And so that's what we're going to do today. Let's see how we're going to go about this. So I think first off, I've got this text up here so I can play around with it. So this resume builder, how is it going to work? Well, what are the tools that we're going to need? So first, we're going to need Zapier. That's going to be easy. We're going to need a CRM. We're going to need OpenAI API. Okay. So those are the three tools that we need. Oh yeah, and Google Docs. Google Docs will help. Great. So how will this app work? How will the resume builder work? And I'm gonna do an MVP version. My mind's already like, oh, and we could do this, we could do that, could look really cool. But we're gonna keep it focused on MVP, minimal viable product, so that we can actually execute something today. And so those are the tools that we're gonna use. And what's the workflow? How's it gonna work? So pretty much what we need is a user is gonna submit a form with some questions. All right. And that information is going to get stored into the database. And what else do we want to do with that information? We don't necessarily need to put it into a spreadsheet, but I can show you how. But what we really need to do with it is we need to create a webhook that when the form gets submitted, that we're going to send information out to Zapier to process the webhook and look at the data from the submission. So user submits the form, data gets sent to Zapier via a webhook. All right. And then Zapier workflow kicks in for ChatGPT OpenAI. Okay. And we're going to need to build some prompts for that to work. And once all of that is done, or once our sequence of prompts go through, we're going to need to plug in the resume plug in the answers into the resume document template. So resume document template is something we're going to need to do. So output into the resume document template. All right, so this is the workflow for what we need to create. All right, so if you're with me, let me know. Just drop in, say hello in the comments. And if you have any questions or ideas as we build this resume builder, yeah, I'm all ears. So let's see, what do we need to do next? Let's go ahead. What I'll do first is I'm going to set up my CRM account so that I can have the form in there. And I use Go High Level. So if you're familiar with Go High Level, that's what we're using. And if you're not familiar with Go High Level, then TechStart, we offer a complete implementation for you, and we can teach you how to use it. It's a really powerful tool. All right, so let me get this stuff up on the screen, and let me just get the account rocking and rolling real quickly. So I'll just call this resume builder for now, just temporary. And let me get the screen passed over there. Let's get this screen. I have to do the entire window, huh? That's what's happening? All right. I can't see y'all anymore. I love seeing y'all while I work, or at least being able to know who's commenting. So let me go ahead and set this up. So this is just going to be a resume builder. I'm just going to use my email for this. And I'm just setting up the account. And so to get an account like this set up, you can just text me or DM me, and I'll help you get this rocking. So let's go United States. Perfect. Sub account should be getting created. And now pop into it. And voila, we are looking at a new CRM account for this project. And so first thing I need to do is build a form. And so I'm going to pop over to sites and then forms, and I'm going to build the form. And let's put some more thought into all of this. So I'm going to pop back into Canva here. So we got our resume builder. User submits a form. Okay, so let's break that down. User submits a form. Or let's break down the workflow in more detail in general. So what do I want on the form? Obviously, first name, last name. Yeah, some pretty much contact info. So first name, last name, phone number, email, and then address. That should rock out for all of it. Great. So we got all of that coming. So form, we got contact info, first name, last name, phone, email, address. And then we want some work history because that's what's going into a job or into a resume. And so what can be included in work history? We pretty much want to make it as easy as possible for folks. So we're going to just have like, field 1, field 2, field 3. So like job 1, or let's see, job title 1, company 1, and then work period. How do we say that properly? I don't know. Time period for when they worked, right? And so that's going to be the structure. And I have 1 because we'll do job title 1, company 1, work period 1, and then we'll do that like times 3. Let's say 3 for now. Okay. Now, a good resume should have like an executive summary as well. And so maybe, we'll have to figure out like what kind of input can help us determine a great executive summary. So maybe what we can say is the question is, what kind of job do you want? Because that will inform the executive summary. And so what kind of job or career are you pursuing? That could be the question. Great. Anything else? Resume. I'm sure that if I look at a resume template right now, I'll get a lot more ideas. So let's go ahead and do that here in a second, because what I want to also do as part of this workflow is I want to understand the outputs, because pretty much how I have this broken down is we have our inputs, and then we have our outputs. Okay, and our outputs are into the resume template. And why recreate the wheel when there is so many resume templates out there already? So let me just Google resume templates for Google Docs and see what happens. Okay, let's see what we got. I just want a Google Doc template. I'm surprised that I don't see one. I wonder if I go to docs.google.com if they'll have a better way of organizing their templates. Yeah, they got templates in here. We got a whole template gallery. Maybe they have a resume template that I can build from. Newsletter, business process, consulting, sales, legal, HR, freelancer agreements, personal. Okay, why do we have a pet resume, but I don't see a resume. Okay, great. A resume. Awesome. So we just need to pick one of these resumes, and I guess we'll rock with. I'm like picky. I guess I'm just picky. So we'll rock with this one. We'll go with the first one, the Swiss resume. Great. So it's opening up our resume template. Perfect. And now this is what we need all of the outputs to match to make sure that this document is properly filled. And so from our inputs, we already have name, address, phone number, email. Looks like there's a section here for skills. I'm going to change this to executive summary because we're a boss, or about, essentially. And then experience, we got 3 jobs in here. That's good. Education and awards. And maybe what I'll do is I'll put skills here in the bottom. And for education, we're just going to go, should we go like, do folks, I guess in my resume, I do have both schools, but I keep it like smaller. So this is taking up more space, and I'd rather give that space to skills because that's what's going to help you get a job. And so, yeah, let me just cut this font down, probably just down 1 and see what happens. At least I get some more space. But it looks like this is built in a way where I can't edit perfectly. That's a little annoying. What can I do? Okay. I feel like that's a little closer. I don't know. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just going to go backwards. There we go. But this, instead of award, will be skills. And we have school. So I have to add in school as part of the inputs. And so let's pop back into Canva where I'm keeping my notes. And as part of my inputs, I'm going to put education history, which will read school 1, degree 1, and graduation date. Or I'm going to call it school period because some people aren't done. Okay, and we're just going to do that by 2. All right, and so now we need to make sure that everything in our resume template is mapping out correctly. And so I think I'm pretty good with this. We got schools. Oh, skills. Great. Executive summary. Great. Yeah, so skills. Maybe we can decide some skills from the work history, like and school. Maybe we could just that's going to be one of the innovations here, is that we don't need to ask them for their skills. Based off of your work experience and your education, we can make a really educated assumption about your skills, and then you can edit from there. And so yeah, I think we're good with the inputs and our outputs. Since I can't see y'all, just drop in, say hello if you have any questions or comments. And you can see my entire StreamYard room. That's hilarious. Okay, so back to this. We need to build the form. So I just, I mapped it out. Now we need to actually build the form with this information. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy all of this so I don't need to keep moving from screen to screen. Pop back into the CRM. And I'm just going to throw a text box in here just so that I can look at the questions that need to be asked. There we go. That font is way too big. Default font is too big. Okay. Form, let's give it a title under options. We're going to call it resume builder. Super straightforward, right? Okay. And in our fields, we need some information. Let's just rock with full name. We don't need to break out first name and last name. We'll do phone number and email. And then just so that let's keep going. Phone number, email, and then we need address as well. So there's address. Great. Now we need work history. And so let's see, add a custom field and single line. This is going to be job title, most recent job title, or we'll just go job title number 1 and throw it in there. And then while we're doing this, I'm just going to go ahead and build all of them. Job title number 2. Whenever I batch repetitive tasks, it feels like it's easier, or at least faster, to get through them. All right, so that's the job title stuff. Next, we need the company. So we're going to go with company number 1, company number 2. It'd be great if there's like a multi-line, multi-input field option. All right, and then we're going to go with company number 3. So got all that. Next, we need the work period. Still not sure how I'm going to do that yet. So work period, I'm just going to keep it as easy as possible for our clients, meaning just the text box. And then we'll let the AI figure out the format. Okay, work period number 2, and then work period number 3. So really what we're doing is we're building the form of the inputs. Okay. Cool. So we got all work periods. Next, I need education history. So we're going to do the same thing for school and degree. And just go ahead and plug that in. School 1. And then school 2. And then we need the degree as well. Hope this turns out to be as cool as I'm hoping it will be. Okay, school period 1 and school period 2. That's simple enough as well. All right, so we got all of this plugged in here. Next, and let me ping this over to some folks that want to tune in. Drop it in LinkedIn. Where's my LinkedIn link? Okay, so give me one moment while I ping this over. Sweet. All right. Well, let's keep rocking. So what we're doing is we're setting up the resume builder form. And so for folks that are just jumping in here, I'm going to go back to this framework that we set up. And essentially what we're doing here is we're building an AI-powered app with no code, and we're building a resume builder. And the tools are Zapier, our CRM, our OpenAI API, our Google Docs, and we've got this workflow. That is, a user submits a form, the data gets sent to Zapier, then Zapier processes the data with OpenAI, and then OpenAI and Zapier push that data back into a resume document. And actually, what also has to happen is resume gets emailed to the user. That's going to end the loop there. And so this is what we're executing against. And in our workflow, we're asking for contact demographic information. We're asking for work history, education history, and what kind of job or career are you pursuing. And in our form builder, I think we got almost everything. I'm going to just hit save and refresh the page so I can see all of the custom fields, see if all of those custom fields came in, and hopefully they did. And then the last question is, what kind of job or career are you pursuing? That's what we're going to ask so that we could help draft an executive summary and also extrapolate some skills from the work history and school history and orient that towards the kind of career that they want. And so hopefully that works out as easy as I said it. And as tech can often be, there it is. There's all of our custom fields, school period 2. Great. The only one I'm missing is what kind of job or career are you pursuing? So we'll plug that in. What kind of job or career are you pursuing? Sweet. So that is it. Great. Now, let's just go ahead and add all of this info. So we got job title 1, company 1, work period 1, job title 2, company 2, and work period 2, and then we got job title 3. Now figure out how to frame this up so it looks nice. And then we have work period 3. Great. So I'm going to reorganize how this looks here in a second, but I just need to get the fields into the form. And then we have our school. So school 1, degree 1, school period 1, and then the same deal with our second school. And so right now we're doing the tedious work of getting all the fields in place so that we have all of the right inputs. Okay, and then the last question was, what kind of job or career are you pursuing? And then work period got moved out of place. So let's clean this up, move work period to the right place, save, always save mid building, always, because nothing worse than doing it well and then it not being saved. So there it is. I just am refreshing the page again so I can pull the latest field. Great. So it's under custom fields here. And under custom fields, if I grab what kind of job or career are you pursuing? Sweet. And you know what? I think we need some music. Like, I normally jam with some music on. This is going to be like another 45-minute jam sesh. I can feel it already. And so I'm with it, but let me get some music up on here and get that rocking. What should we do? Some dance pop? Bring the volume down. Okay. Hopefully that's not going to be too interruptive. Cool. Sweet. All right, so where are we at? We're building this form. Let me go back to doing that. Great, so you can see my screen again. And we have all of the inputs. And so under style, I'm gonna try this inline form. It makes it a lot easier to look at. And then I'm gonna drop in some text boxes to kind of break it out a little bit. And so the first text box, really I'm treating these text boxes as headers. And so I'm gonna ask for contact info, bring that down maybe to 21. And then we're gonna add another one that's gonna start breaking out the job history, right? So work experience or work history, recent work history, sweet. Bring that down to 21. And then text for schools can come down here, and we'll go recent education, or we'll just call it education. Make that a 21. I'll probably center all of these headers, just make it look a little nicer. And then so that it can still have like a interesting vibe to it and not just feel like tedious work, I'm going to lead with what kind of job or career are you pursuing. I don't really like that it's half the screen, and so I'm going to try to make a new custom field that is a bigger box and see if that does what I want to do, the multi-line box. And so what kind of, and to make it different so that I know the difference between this and the other one, I'm just going to say, what job or career are you pursuing? And see how, okay, I got to save the page and refresh it for some reason. The fields aren't always showing up dynamically, but that's okay. All right, so we're back here on the custom fields, and we are trying to get this to look prettier. That's what we're trying to do. We want user experience to at least mean something. So getting rid of that, yeah, I just wanted this to go all the way across. It does now, and so it asks, what job or career are you pursuing? And then contact info, recent work history, and education. And what I'm going to do to make it easier for everybody who is going to try this out as a tool is I am going to let people just choose what they can fill out, okay? Besides email, phone number, we need that stuff for sure. And an address and full name. Yeah, we need all that stuff for sure. Okay, but then I wonder what would happen if you tried to submit this without submitting recent work history. Probably would not be able to run. And so I'm going to make at least one job required. Okay, so now we got the form. The form is made. All right, so we have the inputs. Okay, and now the next thing we need to do is we need to create an automation that's going to take these inputs and send them over to Zapier, which we can still do from here. And so let's do this. I'm going to make a pipeline so that we can track all of our users in every stage of this experience. And so I'm going to create a new pipeline, and the pipeline will read just resume builder, keep it simple. And I'm just going to say submit like resume builder application. I don't know. Just to say that we got an application. That's what I'm trying to say here. Okay. And then I want to be able to say that the resume was created. Okay. So resume builder request, and then resume builder resume created, and then maybe just resume request. Great. Maybe we can ask for resume rating. Okay, so that way we can ask for some feedback. So anyways, we got this pipeline. The reason why I wanted that is so when I jump back into automations and I'm going to build an automation for sending the data out, I can also just say, hey, these folks are in this bucket. So let's just update that bucket. And so let's create a workflow. We're going to create it from scratch. And this is what it's going to look like. So first off, let's just say resume request. We're going to add a new trigger. The trigger is going to be the form is getting submitted. And we also need to say what form, right? And so we're going to say resume builder is the form. Hit save. And then we're going to need to create some kind of webhook that takes the data and pings it outward, right? And so this is where we need Zapier. And so I'm going to pop open into my Zapier account. So recommend you set up a Zapier or make.com account. Those are two great tools that will allow you to do the app development without any code, right? So I'm in my Zapier account just waiting for this to load, and we're going to create a news app from scratch. And this music is weird, so I'm going to pause it. All right, so we're going to create a news app from scratch, and the trigger is going to have to be a webhook. All right, so we're going to say, hey, catch a hook. All right, and so that's what's happening. We're going to catch a hook, and first we need to know where to send the data to. So here's our webhook. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to jump into the form into Automation Builder, paste it, save that info. Okay, and I'm going to update the settings so that we can allow multiple requests to go through. And we're going to hit publish and then save. Now we need to submit a form so that we can give it some data so that Zapier can register that this webhook is able to catch data and be able to know what to do with the data. And so I'm going to open up our resume builder. I'm going to go ahead and open this form link. Sweet. What job or career are you pursuing? All right. I'm just going to rock with it like it was me. Let's say I wanted a job in AI development. This is always so meta. AI development. My name is Elias. I'm going to just plug in my information. I'm not going to plug in my actual phone number, and I'm not going to actually send a text here, so it's going to be fine. And let's go ahead and plug in the email and an address as well. And then my previous job title, I'll just say founder at TechStart, Feb 2022 to present. Job title number 2. Let's put in my last job. Was that homie? And I suck at dates, so I always just kind of guesstimate. So I'm guesstimating. All right, I'm not going to put in company number 3. And for school number 1, UNLV all the way. And I graduated in 2015. I think it was May, pretty sure. I'm not going to put my other school, and that's it. Hit submit, see what happens. Invalid phone number. Why? Do I have to do the +1? This form can be so annoying sometimes. Great. The data has been submitted. All right. So now that it's been submitted, the workflow should work. And so to verify that, I'll go back into where I've been working. We're inside of the CRM. I'm going to look at our automations, and I'm going to see that one person was enrolled. That person is me. Okay, so that means Zapier should be able to get the data. And so I'm going to test the trigger, see if they caught the data. And they said they did. They said they found a request. And you can see all of the questions that I answered. You can find some of those, all of the answers that I provided are in here. And then the ones I didn't provide, those fields are empty. And so we're going to hit continue. Now, what is it that we need to do? Well, I can tell you the end result. The end result is there's going to be a Google Doc that we're going to create using the resume template. But we're not there yet because we don't have all of the information. We have a lot of the information. And then also the information is not going to always be formatted well. And so we need, and I didn't plug in a job description. So we need to figure that out. Okay. And we also need to figure out an executive summary. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use OpenAI's integration in Zapier, which is right here. And in order for this to work for you, you need to set up your Zapier account, and you need to set up an OpenAI account and an API. And if you need help with that, just let me know in the comments or message me, and I'll prepare a video specifically on how to set that kind of stuff up. Just to move for speed, because this is intensive, like we're building this from scratch right now, I'm just going to rock with the setup that I already have, because I already have my API set up. And so since I have that set up, I'm going to move forward with my OpenAI account, and I'm going to send a prompt. Okay, I'm going to send a prompt to OpenAI, and I'm going to hit continue. and let's see what it says. Okay, so it says pick your model. I'm just going to go for the default one, and we need to give it a prompt. All right, and basically what I'm thinking about is the end result, which is the output. Okay, like write an executive summary. But also, I want job descriptions, which we don't have from the form. So we need to create our own job description. And so let's go ahead and write that. So let's say this: write a resume ready job description for the person's name. It can't just be for, because I don't want you want your name. You don't want your name in the resume. So I don't want it to get confused and start plugging in people's names in the resume other than where it belongs. And so I need it to be written in the tone of voice or the perspective of this person. So write a resume ready job description from the perspective of this person, first name, last name. And then now we need to give the job for their role as, we're going to need to do it for each one. So I'm going to just go for the first one. For their role as founder at company, I got to find the company wherever it said TechStart. That's what we're trying to find. Boom, company at TechStart. Great. For their role as founder at TechStart during, and then we'll plug in the period, the work period 1. Great. And, and limit to a certain number of characters. So I'm going to pop in a resume builder here. If I add too much text into my doc template, it's going to destroy the doc, right? There it is. It broke the doc after 1, 2, 3 breaks. So we don't have that much to work with. So I want to know how many characters are here. And so I'm going to use Google Doc tools to do a word count, and it's 162 characters. So I'm just going to say, if I added another 40, what would happen? Like, that was too much. So, crap. Oops. Okay, there we go. Back to normal. All right, so how many characters is that? So we are going to do a word count on this. It's 212. Perfect. 200 characters should be enough. So I'm going to tell this to limit to 200 characters. Great. That is it. That's all we need to do for this prompt, and we can test it and see what happens. Great. So it plugged in the inputs and the output. There's the there it is. Founder of TechStart, leading development of innovative tech solutions to solve real-world problems, Feb 20. Okay. Well, I don't want it to be duplicative because we're already going to have that said. We're already going to have this said too. And so I don't want it to be duplicative. And so because of that, I'm going to go back to my action. Okay. And let's see what I can do to make sure that it doesn't mention founder TechStart. It doesn't mention the dates because I already have that information. And so let's see. Higher values mean that the model will take more risks. I don't want the model to do that. Frequency penalty. Okay, great. So number between 1 and 2, or -2 and 2, to penalize new tokens. So what if I went 1.5? Does that penalize it enough to not say TechStart or the dates, because we're already going to have that info ported into our doc? No, it didn't. It did not. So that's okay. Let's try something else. In our prompt, I'm going to say limit to 200 characters, exclude mention of name, company, and work period in description. And let's see if it will just listen to that. And I'm just going to go back to putting that at 0. That's what it was, I think. And we'll test this. See if that works. Okay. Better enough that I'm going to rock with it. Okay, so now we get the job description made from ChatGPT. Perfect. So next, Let's rename this. I'm going to call it job description 1. All right, now I need to duplicate it, and I need job description 2. And probably job description 3 as well. But I don't think I'm going to be able to test it because I didn't fill out the form for that. Oops. Okay, action. The action is write a resume job description 4, but then instead of job title 1, we're going to go with job title 2. There we go. Instead of company 1, we're going to go with company 2. There it is. And same deal, work period. Now, I could spend time testing all of this. Trust me, I normally do spend a ton of time just testing and doing all of that. But for the sake of this video, to get it moving fast, I'm not going to test job description 2 or job description 3. I'm just going to go ahead and rock with it and build it out, and then we'll test it at the end. And if there's an issue, I'll show you how we'll troubleshoot and fix the issue. So job description 3, we got the same thing here. So now I just got to switch out my job title 2 with job title 3. No data in there right now, and same deal with company, and same deal with work period. Okay, cool. So now I got all of that stuff. That sounds good. What else do I need to be able to plug into my resume document? Well, I also need an executive summary, and I also need skills. I'm going to get rid of the descriptions at the schools. I'm just get rid of that for today. I wish I could also just fix this document a little bit more, but I just want this to work in its MVP version, and then we can build on it from here. And so we need an executive summary, and we need some skills. So if I pop back to Zapier, I could create a prompt to help me develop the executive summary. And so I'm going to do that again. I'm going to call OpenAI, my big friend over here, and I'm going to send OpenAI a prompt. Okay, and I'm going to prompt engineer this to do what I needed to do, which is write an executive summary. So write a resume ready executive summary. You know, and why am I even doing that? Like, I should just delete this and duplicate the previous action and rename it, because it already has a lot of the elements that I need. So yeah, let's just do that. Executive summary. And here's our action. Write a resume ready executive summary from the perspective of, and then, now this is going to be interesting. Write a resume ready executive summary from the perspective of this person, right? And we're going to have to limit it to characters and stuff. But then this is where it's going to get more interesting. Here's more information about them. Maybe, I don't know. Let's not do that. We're going to say they're pursuing, from the perspective of Elias Benjaloon, comma, pursuing. And I'm going to go back to the form, because we asked this question, like, what do you want? Pursuing AI development. Pursuing a job career in AI development with experience, with the following experience. Oh, okay. I'm going to hit period, and I'm going to say extrapolate from the following experiences. Okay, and here is where I can plug in the response, comma, job experience, job response 2, job response 3, right? So there it is. Now I need to limit this as well. And so I'm not sure how much that needs to be limited by. And so we're going to find that out. And I really wish I knew how to edit these darn tables. Maybe, okay, sort table, distribute rows. Nope, that was the wrong button to click. Maybe table properties. This is minimum row height. Okay, that seems to be working. Great, awesome. Great, way better. Feel way better about that. Executive summary, we're going to just make it a little bit longer. It can be longer than 2 lines. Before it was something else. Sweet. Okay. It'd be 6 lines. Do we have enough space? We kind of have enough space. It's kind of. I don't know why this table is so weird. All right, we'll go with the 5 lines. All right, so let's grab the character count for this block of text, and it's going to be 350. So we'll pop back into Zapier, and we're going to say limit to 350 characters. And it's been a minute since I checked on the live stream, so let me just see what's going on because of how I'm recording this. Looks like we are still live. If you have any questions, feel free to drop in comments, hit me up. But we are developing a quick app with no code. We're building a resume builder. And so I'm going to continue doing this within Zapier. And we pretty much gave it all of the instructions. And I'm going to hit continue. And yeah, we'll test the action, see what it's going to say. Hopefully it's not overloaded. That's a big prompt. Great. Amazing. Highly organized entrepreneur. Great executive summary. I love it. Great. Now we need the skills piece. So I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to say, what are the skills? So here are the skills. So let's open that up and write a set of, resume ready skills from the perspective of has all of it. Okay, great. Limit to, we'll go with 150 characters. And let's just see if that works. Test that action. Cool. I like it. Yeah, business strategy and development, product management, operations and growth, financials, marketing, customer service, sales, AI development. Yeah, that sounds like a great set of skills that I could use in my resume. So I've got all of the cool key prompts that we needed in this sequence. So what's next? Next, we need to create a Google, we need to push all of this data into a Google Doc. And so I'm going to open up, I think I could do Google Docs. There we go. We got Google Docs right here. And we're going to create a document from a template. But now read this here. It says create a new doc based on an existing one, and you can replace any placeholder variables found in your template, like name, like this, an email like that. Right. So I'm going to pop it to our resume template, and I'm just set this stuff up. And it just needs this. That's what it needs. Full name. And then that's cool. I didn't know we had creative director in here. I could just put what the person says, AI developer or whatever, but they might not format it correctly, or they it might be long. Maybe somebody wants to write a lot more than just what a one-liner. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another OpenAI call to take that, whatever the input is, and just format it so that it's going to fit and not break. So we're going to set a prompt. The prompt is going to be simple. This one's a lot simpler. That's why I didn't duplicate it. I'm just going to say, what is the best, or write the best job title encapsulating. And we're going to go with, what job or career pursuing. Boom, AI development. Sweet. Okay, write the best job title encapsulating AI development for our resume. Limit to 1 line. Let's see if that makes sense. Hopefully it's not too long. It might be too long. I think it's going to be too long. What I'm going to do is creative director is just too big. I guess if it gets bigger, it can just pump in there. So, but like if it was like 2 things worth the size of creative developer, what would that be in terms of word count, character count? It looks like it's 34 characters. So yeah, we'll just limit this to 30 characters. Limit to 30 characters, please. I don't want fries with that. Okay, we'll hit continue, test the action, see what happens. Dun, dun, dun. Write the best job title. Okay, that was my prompt. AI developer engineer. Cool. Great. Hit continue. Now we're starting to get somewhere. I'm going to just rename this. I'm going to call it job title. Okay. Fantastic. And I'm going to come back here and I'm going to call this job title. Job title. All right. And then we're going to go with your name here as well. And then this is going to become address. This will become phone. This will become email. Do you see a pattern here for how we're routing this data to go to the right place? This whole thing becomes executive summary. This becomes company one and job title one. Got a capital I. Oh, I didn't even ask for location. Wow. Oh well. I'm going to remove that for now. We can always add it in the future. Work period one. So I hope you could see the pattern. Oh, and then job description one. Job description one. Sweet. Grab, let me just grab all of this because it's all the same, except we're going to change it to a bunch of twos. Then we're going to do the same thing right here. We're going to get rid of all that, and we're going to change that to a bunch of threes. There we go. Cool. We are cooking. All right, next we need the school stuff. So I'm going to go with school one and degree one. And yeah, I got work period in here. And then, oh no. Okay, undo. All right, go back to school period one. Boom. Copy all of that. Copy all of this. This is great. Plug in school two, degree two, school period two. Look at that. Super straightforward, right? All right, next, skills. All right, that's it. The doc has been formatted. Our doc has been formatted for the template that we need. Okay, let's see if it's correct. Next, this is in my TechStart email. I'm going to call this Resume Builder Template. And I am going to pop back over to Zapier. And I'm going to rename this Untitled app because it's a Resume Builder now. And we're going to choose an event. The event's going to be create a document from a template. So it needs to find this document. I guess I got to choose an account. I guess it's that account, hopefully. And if not, you know, we'll have to reconnect an account. It's no big deal. Okay, template document. What is the template document? Resume Builder template is right there. Sweet. Awesome. New document name. We're going to just call it your person's name resume, right? That's what it's going to be. So resume. There you go. Okay, sharing preference. Anyone with the link can view, make it super easy. Anyone with the link can edit. Yeah, you should just make a copy of it and take it. Or anyone with the link can view and comment. I'm going to go with anyone can edit so that people don't run into a barrier. All right, unused fields preference. Don't keep. We're going to remove unused fields. Great. Address. Now it's reading all of the fields, and I can say, okay, well, the address, this is the address. All right. Pretty much just tell it where what needs to go. All right. Next one is the phone number. That's the phone number. Next one is the email. That's the email. Let's plug that in. Dun, 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 dun. What's happening? Email. Sweet. All right. Next up, we got executive summary, which is a response from our prompt that we created. There's our prompt, our response down here. So we got our response. Next, we get our job title. So we got our job description. Let's throw in our job title. Oh, wait, job title. Oops. That's job title. Okay, so job title was plugged in. And this is going to be a little annoying, but I think it's important, which is to format the job title correctly. Like I plugged in my title, but you know, there could be like some spelling mistakes and stuff like that. And so how do we avoid that? Well, I guess, you know, we just need to add more zaps to fix for that. But I'm not going to do that right now. The way I would do that, and then I would do it for pretty much almost every single field. So there's got to be a more efficient way than building it out this way necessarily. But I would like to format all of the inputs so that they're grammatically and correct, spelled correctly, capitalized, all that jazz. But it might not always be the case if we just take whatever somebody submits in a form and dumps it right into here. But in this case, with the job title, we're going to go ahead and just rock with it. And the problem we're solving, I hope, is that we're formatting it into a resume, and we're making the process easier. You still have to kind of come back in and edit things. So work period 1, and then job description 1. That's where we're going to grab this outcome, this response, and then company 2. So this is going to be again within our first hook from the form. There's company 2, and then job title 2 is also within our form. So I'm going to grab that. And next we get our work period. So that's work period 2. And next we have our second job description, which is an output. So I'm going to plug that in there. And then we have company 3. So let's plug that in. Company 3 is going to be homie. It's going to be just company 3. It's empty, so I'm going to put that back. Job title 3, again, grab it from the hook. Cool. And work period 3, I am going to grab that as well. Work period 3, empty data. And then job description 3, we got that from an outcome. And so let me grab that response. It comes from an outcome. And then the schools, well, that comes in from the inputs. And so I'm just going to grab that. But same deal. You may want this to be reformatted. I plugged in UNLV, but on the resume, it should really read University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And, same deal, school period. Like I plugged it in, I think it's fine, but it could be clearer, like saying graduation date, right? And so the prompts could format the input so that it's perfect for the resume. All right, so here we go. We got school 2. I'm going to plug that in. And then we got our second school period. And finally, we have our skills, which is going to be a result from here. Our result, response, boom. That's the skills. Okay, and why am I missing job title? Why do I have job title missing? I have job description 1. I have job title 1. I have phone. Okay. Something happened here because I thought that this was job title. And it is in here. And my name is in there. So why didn't it come up? Where I'm missing something. So I got executive summary. It just goes straight to job title 1. And is it missing your name too? It looks like it is. So I'm going to hit continue, and then I'm going to go back. I'm just going to refresh all the fields and see what's happening here. Okay. And hopefully I can wrap this up so I can go handle some support tickets and work with my folks. But let's see. We got address, phone. So if it's not coming through, then it just wasn't done correctly. What am I missing? Oh, maybe I'm using the wrong one. I don't know. That looks correct. Oh, and I guess I have your name twice here. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's not supposed to be a space. Okay, so that's helpful, I think. And then job title, yeah, so that looks fine. Let's refresh this again, see if it'll come up as a field. I don't see any empty fields yet. Oh, here's your name. At least your name popped up, so I can plug that in. I got your name. Now I got to figure out why job description or job title, the first one, isn't coming up. That's this one right here. I guess sometimes when that happens, I just kind of do it again. And maybe I'll give it job title 0. Maybe it's confused with job title 1. I'm not sure. But in either case, sometimes we just got to do some quick troubleshooting and we'll get this problem solved. All right, job title 0. Yeah, there it is. It came up. So job title 0 was the job title that we reformatted. And so I'm going to grab the response from there. Awesome. So now we have this doc creation process that's going to be happening. And let's test it. Let's see what's going to happen. Now, I didn't do this in a way, I think, where I ran all of the tests, meaning that I'm pretty sure the document itself is going to be very repetitive, but you're going to see in the final test how this works. So here's the self link. Let's see if that's the right link. I just need to make sure that I know where the data for the right link is. You see, like, because this one is not the one. That's wrong. And so where is the link that I can share with people? Text, plain, no. I need a simple link, parent link. Is this it? Nope. No, that's not it either. Where is the link? Is it at the bottom? I got an ID in here. Okay, I got the alternate link. And I think that's it. That looks correct to me. And now it's taking the template and it's adding in our inputs and it's adding in the AI stuff. And we should have a final document that's popping up right now. There it is. Cool. But not everything worked. Company 1 is broken. I didn't have anything for company 3 or degree. I didn't plug in degree info or skills. Oh, there's skills. It's down there. Okay. Company 1 is broken though. So I've got to fix that. Make this work. So let's go back. And I wonder what I can do here. Company 1 is going to be handled under the action here. And so I probably just didn't plug in the right thing. So job title, address, email, job title, work period, company 2. Where is company 1? Yeah, I totally just missed company 1 because it's just not formatted correctly. And so I got to come back here and figure out maybe this slash is breaking the format. Well, it didn't break it for the other one. So what did I do wrong that it didn't read it? I don't know. But we're going to go ahead. We played around with it, reformatted it, see if that works, and see if company 1 as a field comes back to us. There it is. It was just missed. That's weird. All right, well, we have it now. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab company 1. And voila, that is it. So we got all of our fields. So now I know that it's the alternate link. And the reason why I want that information is because I need to be able to go back and take this link and put it back into the CRM so I can give the resume to the person who's asking for it. All right, and so here is what we're going to do next. Next, we're going to use an app called Lead Connector that feeds into a ton of different CRMs and feeds into our system as well. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to add a contact or update a contact, okay? And I need to connect the APIs. And since those API keys are protected, I'm going to go into my settings to do that. And so for your CRM, most of the time you're going to have to hit up the CRM company support to get the API keys. And so since I'm going to go ahead and on my own support at the moment, I am going to jump into the CRM APIs myself. And while I do that, I will let y'all see this resume builder template. Okay. Awesome. All right. I hope you're finding some value in how we're executing against this. I hope it's helpful. And yeah, I'm really excited to get deeper into this with y'all. Okay, so while that's rocking, let me go to the API keys for this account so I can grab that, and then I can connect it to my Zapier. Sweet. So I got the keys. Where do I got to put it? I got to put it inside of my Zapier account. So let's connect a new account. All right, I got a new account here. Let's see where it's at. There it is. Let me rename it, rename the connection so I don't forget. This is Resume Builder. All right, cool. So back to what we're doing. I just needed to connect this account. Now, actually, I need to share my whole screen again because what we really need to do is we need to go back into the CRM. And so let me open that up and get us back into the entire CRM, which is right here. Whoops, I should have gone back into the account. Okay. All right, we're back here in our Resume Builder account, and I need to create a new field. The new field is going to be called Resume. All right, it's going to be called Resume. And so I'm just literally call it Resume, attach it to the contacts. And now we're going to need to create a new workflow. So we have this Zap, it's processing all this data. It's got this Google Doc now, and it needs to dump the Google Doc somewhere. It's going to dump it into the CRM. It's going to attach it to the user's contact. So that's what we're going to do. So under automation, I'm going to need to make a new automation. And so we have resume request, and now we can say resume complete. And so starting a new automation to say resume complete, and it's going to capture this Google Doc link. So resume complete. And the way it's going to get triggered is it's going to get triggered when there's a change in the contact. And the change that we're tracking in our contact is going to be this new thing that we just created, this resume. Oops. This resume field. There it is. Okay. And it's just going to say resume field change. Whenever the resume field change, let's send an email. Okay. And I'm going to just use a basic email right now, but there's we can design this and make it look cool. So I'm going to call it your resume is ready. Okay. And then we're going to just say, hey, and I always go, personal, hey, first name, your resume is ready. Make a copy and edit the Google, make a copy of it. Make a copy of it and edit it to completion. Make a copy of it. Make a copy. Here, your resume is ready. Download it here. We encourage you to make a copy of it and edit the document and edit your resume further. Hope this was helpful. Okay, and yeah, maybe we could just let people rate it as well. All right, and then we'll call it sincerely resume builder. And then what we need to do is we need to hyperlink this. Okay, and I can hyperlink download it here. Download your resume is ready. Download it here. I can hyperlink this. Okay, I'm going to do that. And what can I hyperlink it with? Okay, what I want to hyperlink it with is actually, since I don't know what the URL is for every single person's resume, I do know it gets added here in a custom field under resume. And so that's the the field for it, or the short code. And so I'm going to hyperlink the text with contact.resume. This is going to be the URL. I'm going to hit save, bold, probably underline. There we go. Great. And can I just save the action? Just leave it. I'll just call this resume builder. And there we go. It's saved. Settings allow this to happen multiple times if people want it to happen multiple times. And hit publish and hit save. Okay, great. So now I can come back into Zapier, and inside of Zapier, I could say, hey, inside of our resume builder, now that you have this document, I need you to update the contact information for this person that came in. And so I'm going to just say, hey, the person is this is their first name, this is their last name. And the real identifier that it's going to use is it's going to use the phone number or the email to identify who this person is. And so if the phone number or emails, it can't really be used for more than one account. And so that's the identifier. We're not going to mark these folks as a lead. I'm going to mark it as false. And then I'll leave everything else empty. It shouldn't run it over. It should leave it alone as well. But what I want to change is I want to change resume. So where was resume? Did anybody else see it? Did I pass it? Let me control F that. Oh no, it's not here. So I'm going to refresh the fields. Hopefully it pops in. There's resume. Okay, great. So now from this create doc, I just need to grab the alternate URL, alternate link right there. Boom. Sweet. I can hit continue and I can hit test action. And we are coming down to the end of this, y'all. We're going to see if this works here in a second. Okay, cool. Why can't I publish it? Because it wants me to test everything. Oh, it's publishing. Sweet. Okay, great. All right, the Zap is publishing. It looks like our Zap is ready. Resume Builder V1 is live. I wonder if this had a run yet, because yeah, there's a contact change, right? Just added the resume. I wonder if that email is working correctly. So I can pop back into the CRM and look at conversations. And in a recent conversation with myself, hopefully. Where is it at? There it is. Your resume is ready. Download it here. If I open this, see if this is it. There it is. That's the resume. Now, this was the one that had some errors. So now that we got this resume builder to work, let's see. Let's try it again. Okay, and so here is the form that we were working on. Now we can put this form on a site to make it look prettier. But what job or career are you pursuing? Let me just make something up. I'm going to say MMA trainer and boxer show host. Cool. Okay, I'm going to call myself Terry Williams. I don't know why. Again, we're not using the phone number. So I might make the phone number not required so people don't run into that issue that I ran into earlier. I'm going to make, I learned this hack that if you do your email before the @ sign, if you do plus a number, it will still go to your email address. And so that's kind of cool. All right, get multiple free trials, I guess. All right, job title number 1. Well, I was an amateur boxer back in the day. I worked for this place called Yubo. I don't know. I'm just joking, obviously. Unidentified boxing organization. Yeah, don't talk about it. Okay, work period was the summer of 1999. Job title 2, I became a fitness trainer at Gold's Gym. And that was in summer 1999 through, we'll call it 2004. And then I became a trainer. We'll call it winter 2004. What does that even mean? Okay, Gold's Gym. I started that in January 2005, and I have been doing that until August of 2017. That's a long time, right? Okay, company number 3. What would that be? YouTube boxer. So the company is YouTube. I'm a boxer now on lives, and that's the summer of 2023 or 20. That was last year. All right, my school. I went to All Hands on Deck Academy. Got my boxing certificate, and then I also went to Academic Association Fitness Enthusiasts. I'm just making this up. School period 1, so school 2, and then school period 1, we'll call it summer of 1999. And then the second degree is a fitness certificate, and we'll just line it up with this other job here, which was January. So we'll call it January 2005. Cool. Submit. All right. So now it should be sending a new ping, right? It should be, the app should be rocking and running. It should be doing all the things that we just set up, based off of these inputs. And of course, we can change these inputs. We can change the outputs. We can change the way all of this looks, with some website design. But this is the fundamental. These are the fundamentals of building a low-code, no-code app that's powered by ChatGPT. And so let's see what happens. Did it submit? Yeah, it's a sticky thing too. So I wonder if it got submitted. Let's pop back into that account, which I was calling Resume Builder. And I wonder if that form got submitted. I wonder if because I made it a sticky form, did I really make it a sticky form? If I did, that's probably why it's freaking out right now, because it said it thinks it needs. No, I didn't make it a sticky form. Okay, cool. Well, then it should just be processed. So why is it stuck? Submissions, I wonder if it went through. No, I don't see it go through yet. Did I give it the wrong email address? No, I gave it its own unique email. Oh, come on. Okay. So let's go back to the form builder and let's get rid of the phone number requirement so that it's not going to freak out. And let's see. I don't think I need to change anything else in here. If anything, I'm just going to go ahead and try it again. Open this in a new link. Okay, I got that. And I just wanted to keep this interesting stuff that I wrote. I really want to see what that looks like. So I'm going to just paste it over into the new form since this form is acting all funky. And hopefully we can see if the app works. Cool. Now I'm going to go backwards since Company 3 is the latest one. That's really what you should start with. I'm just moving everything over so I can, submit this form. Maybe it's because I had the tab open for too long. It didn't fire correctly. That's what I think went wrong. But hopefully we can get this to work. Oh, it did fire. I just got an email. All right, so let's go into the back end. Let me show you what happened. So it did fire. I guess I just wasn't being patient enough. There's Terry Williams. It did fire. We're good. Okay, cool. I just wasn't being patient enough. Okay, so conversations. Let's pop over into it. We can see all of it. And now we got an email that went to Terry. And it says, hey, download your resume here. And moment of truth, what happened? Booyah. We got Terry Williams, a resume. We got an executive summary. Look at that. Engaging with viewers on live, teaching classes. It's an amateur boxer trained to compete in bouts. It's a Gold's Gym fitness trainer. This is cool. Now, obviously, we didn't get degrees right because we didn't plug anything in. But then we got some unique skills in here. Come on, that's got to be worth something, right? All right, so that is the process. That's the process. We literally executed this framework that I was freestyling with in Canva. And Canva's breaking. It's the first time I have been running a live stream for multiple hours. And so I think my computer is like freaking out on me right now. But she'll be all right. Okay, so this is what we did. We used all these tools, Zapier, the CRM, OpenAI's API, and Google Docs. And we built a resume builder that takes a user's input from a form, sends the data to Zapier to be processed by OpenAI and Zapier. And then we took that information, we dumped it into a Google Doc, and then we took the Google Doc and we put it back in our CRM and we emailed it over to our client so that they had a resume. That's pretty much what we did. That's how it works. I hope you found this interesting and helpful. I want to give a shout out to Quincy Savage, who came to me with the idea. He's actually got even more ideas than just this. So, give him a shout out in my LinkedIn comments. You can say hello. And I hope this was helpful for you guys. I'm going to end the broadcast because I am tired and I got other things to jump into. But this mastermind has been super fun, connecting with, more entrepreneurs on all of the different ways we get to use tech and digital marketing to build our businesses. So just shoot me a DM or drop a comment below and we can chat some more. Until next time, everybody. See you later.